we have now some international speakers also from Afghanistan. So welcome to all of our participants and speakers, and as well as my team and the team of the Cycle Society. The Nepal the Cycle Society series is actually it's presentation of the Nepal Cycle Societies with the partnership with the different cycling organizations, especially Pack and Pattern Nepal and NRCN and other Cyclists for Cause, Chiton Riders Club, and also the Corporate Cycling Club. So for this time, in this our 13th series, we already, this is actually the eve of the World Bicycle Forum, because the Nepal has opportunity to organize the World Bicycle Forum for the 2020, but unfortunately, because of coronavirus, we could not able to do physical events in this time. But from today, we are starting from 6:50 the Nepalese time virtual programs of the World Bicycle Forum. So this is also our pre-World Bicycle pre-WF program. So in this program, we have two speakers, Mr. Habib Omar, who is also from Kabul, Rahila Foundation, and also he's a co-founder of the Rahila Foundation, the first that works with the youth for their empowerment and in the social activities. And as well as we have another speaker, Mrs. Habiba, who is also a youth, and also he's very interested in the social activism and also doing very cycling, being a part of Kabul. And Afghanistan is in the steps of the peaceful process and peaceful timing, and in the midst of the development and progress. So there is so many issues that have been raised, and also about the economy and also the social perspective, and as well as also about the feminism and youth and democracy, so many questions. But now we are focusing about especially on the Kabul's history about the cycling and how it empowers the girls, which actually now you are breaking those kind of the social taboos that you have you should not be go out homes and you should not be riding the cycles. So this kind of taboo and also breaking. So that's a great inspiration for us too, and so I want to hand over this program, and I also going to be help him. So thank you very much, and welcome to all of you. And
thank you, Ratnaji. Namaste and welcome you all in the 13th episode of Cycle Sathi. So as Ratnaji said about Cycle Sathi, it's a weekly talk program where we discuss various things about cycle related activities. And today this program is going to be in English language, as we have two guests from Afghanistan, Kabul. Welcome Hamid, welcome Habiba.
Thank you so much, Akash, for organizing the meeting. I'm really happy to being with you and talking today. And I'm really thankful for organizing such a beautiful meeting. So yeah, we are listening from Habiba as well.
So is Habiba with us? Hi, Habiba. I can't hear her. If you are here, then please let us know.
Do you hear me?
Yeah, sure. Can we have your video as well?
So
can we have your video as well?
Video, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So Hamid Omar,
the network connection here is so poor because of this.
Okay, then it's fine then. So today we are going to talk about Afghanistan, Kabul, and an initiative that has mm, initiative of a group of people towards gender equality, peace, and happiness, overall happiness. And bicycle is the means to do so. So we want to hear more about it and then learn about it as well. So before going to this, I want to ask Hamid about giving his short introduction and then the context of how it all started.
Thank you so much, Akash. Actually, it was almost, I think, in the middle of June 2020. In Kabul, it was quarantine days, and everywhere was locked down by the government. So it was because of the COVID-19. But it is, for me, it is more than 16 years that I am living in Kabul city. During the quarantine or lockdown, the weather of the Kabul city was so clean, and I have not seen Kabul city in such a beautiful weather. Uh, I was going somewhere by car uh, during the lockdown in Kabul city. I have seen everywhere very beautiful, and the climate was so clean. The trees, the greens, the grasses on the top of the hills. Those environment made the face of Kabul city completely beautiful. I have thought to myself that Kabul has such a beautiful view, but I was not aware of that. I thought that how good is it that if we, instead of cars, use bike to transport from somewhere else to another places. That was the main idea that I bought a bicycle for myself in case that I should not be a person to pollute the weather by using a car. So in that day, I bought a bicycle for myself and for my brother, and as well for my friend who is a girl. So I was very happy that days. And some people like friends, sisters, brothers, in the early morning, we started riding bicycle because we were always at home, sitting at home, and we were somehow bored of sitting at home or not having any physical activities during the lockdown in the Kabul city. Sometimes we were riding bicycles in the early morning, and we were putting some of the pictures and videos in our Facebook stories or our Facebook page. And this was the start of our cycling group, that some of the other friends also requested us to share them or to invite them in the early morning while we were riding bicycles as well. For example, Habiba was one of those friends that asked us to join them or join Habiba and her brother as well in this group. So they were also, Habiba and her brother were also the first people who joined our group. While Habiba were riding bicycle in the early morning with us, she also put some of the pictures of riding bicycles in her Facebook stories. So Habiba's friends also requested Habiba to invite them in the team of our cycling group. So our riding team was made and started like this, that I invited my friend invited her friend or his friend, and they, step by step, now we are more than 180 people in this group, in this cycling group that is made during this 3 or 4 months. Uh, we have a riding program 2 days a week, especially in the weekends, that everyone has the opportunity to join the team to ride bicycles. Uh, in our riding group, there are girls and boys who are riding together to normalize bicycle riding for the girls and also keep the environment clean and also bringing joys for the members. And the other
So,
main point is that our riding group is spiraling, is participating in the riding group because they want peace. It is a symbol of peace for Afghanistan as well. That these days, the peace process negotiation is also continuing between the Afghanistan government and the insurgent groups.
so Hamid, at this point, I want to know, so how it is to go on a bicycle ride for a normal woman in a normal day. So I want to hear from Habiba. So how is it like? Is it been this way for a long time, or it's just now that girls in Afghanistan have come to the road on bicycle? Habiba, if you can share your story. So how is it like for a normal woman in normal days to ride on a bicycle? Not with us. It seems like Habiba is not with us now. So over to Hamid.
Yeah, as I told you that in Afghanistan, the girls normally cannot ride a bicycle or even they cannot drive in Afghanistan because the culture of Afghan people was somehow very restricted to the woman. Because of this, the woman, especially the girls, were not allowed to drive a bicycle, or maybe they were not allowed by their family members to drive a car or ride a bicycle. To change the culture, we started this group. Now, in our team, the girls are riding bicycle not only to bring enjoyment for themselves, but also to break out this culture and also to break out this taboo. Uh, it is not normal for the girls to ride a bicycle in the normal days or maybe in the days of the weeks. But in Kabul city, we have some kind of freedom, okay? That the people or their family members allow the girls to ride a bicycle. But if we go out of the Kabul city, the culture of the people are very restricted to the girls. It is very difficult for a girl to ride a bicycle or to drive a car for the girls and out of the Kabul city. But as Kabul is the capital city, we have some kind of freedom, okay? But the people are also getting habit to put their or to let their girls go riding a bicycle. Uh, our main focus to this team is to bring the culture of riding a bicycle for the girls and women in Kabul city, especially.
What is the bicycle riding culture in Afghanistan, Kabul? I think Kabul is situated in high altitude, about 1900 meters something, isn't it? So how is the bicycle culture in Kabul and outside Kabul in throughout Afghanistan?
In Kabul city, there are two types of people who are riding bicycles. One, the people who are poor and they do not have the money to give for the bus rent or to give for pay for the taxi. Mostly those poor people are riding bicycles. The next the second one, are the people like us, okay, who are trying to bring the culture of riding a bicycle for the others. Though they are rich, maybe there are poor people as well. But in the early, before this, for example, from 2001 up to now, the people are finding the benefit of bicycle riding. They are nowadays, they are more interested in riding a bicycle rather than driving a car because of the weather. The culture, the weather of the Kabul city, especially in the winter, too, is not very really, it has a very bad weather in the winter, especially because of burning the heaters or maybe because of the cars. Uh, to bring a good environment and clean environment to the city, the people are finding out that they have to ride bicycle instead of driving a car or using a car to go from somewhere to another.
So the situation was, is it before now, where only male members of the society were able to ride bicycle, or the poor women used to ride as well? Because in Nepal, a lot of women, they ride bicycles in generally in Tarai region. A lot of women ride bicycles for their daily purpose. So is it the same there or is it different?
No, in Afghanistan, the situation is completely different. Okay, so the girls mostly are not using the bicycle for their daily activities. But to bring this culture, we have to work hard, and we have to invite many girls. Though we are working on this, though the people who have seen our activities on the Facebook page or maybe in other social media, they have been very interested to buy bicycle to work, for example, on the cycle activities. Car when she was going to the university. But after that, when we have started uh, our writing group, my wife also is one of the member of the team, and she bought a bicycle for herself, and also she invited her friends at the university to buy bicycles instead of to transport by bicycle instead of using a bus or a car. Now my wife's friends are also using bicycle, especially in the last 2 weeks. Her 6 friends also, six or seven people of her friends, for example, bought bicycle to go to university after this. Uh, I think it was not normal for the girls, especially, to use bicycle in the daily activities. But nowadays, it is somehow getting habit or something usual for the people to use bicycle for daily activities. But one thing that they are afraid of is because of the security challenges. We have a lot of security problems as well. Yesterday, we were supposed to have our cycle riding, but unfortunately, in the 90 minutes of our riding, in the last minutes of our riding program that we were supposed to go, we have received some threaten or some very targeted, some bad news that the Taliban group or the insurgents who are fighting with the government of Afghanistan, they are planning to have a suicide attack on the women gathering. Because of that, we were not able to have our riding bicycle program. We canceled the program and we did not go to the riding. This is also very threatening to the women, especially to the girls, that they are afraid of the situation or the security problems. For example, Habiba likes or she wants to go to use bicycle for the daily activities. But because of the bad or insecurity or bad security situation, she is not certain that if she goes to ride her bicycle out of her home, she is afraid of, for example, this security problem. Okay, she maybe is afraid of being targeted by the insurgent groups.
It seems like Habiba is with us now. Welcome back, Habiba. Now we want to hear from you. So how is it for you? How is it like to ride bicycle in Kabul for you now? I don't know if you can. Mic is on. Yes, she is. Hello, Habiba.
Hello?
Oh yeah. So did you hear what we just talked? Anyway, welcome back, and we'd like to hear from you. How is it for you to ride bicycle in the streets of Kabul now?
Please repeat your question because I did not have your.
Okay. So can you hear me now? Can you hear me? So it looks like her connection is not allowing her to do so. So back to Hamid. So you were talking about how the girls want to ride, but the security is one of the major reasons. So is it, how hard is it for you to conduct this kinds of activity at the moment? So I think the name of your group is Kabul Group of Cyclists, isn't it?
It is just a temporary name, but we don't have we don't have set a special name for our riding group. It's just temporary, maybe. We will change that. I'm not sure, but we don't have especially a logo for our riding team. You know, it is very, very difficult for me to organizing this team, or for example, conducting riding a bicycle team in Kabul city. Every time, for example, we have our riding bicycle team on Fridays or maybe on Thursdays. You know, the one night before of our riding program, I cannot sleep because of thinking that what will happen tomorrow. Maybe there will be a sergeant group who will shoot us, or who will put, for example, who will put us in danger. Maybe our life will be at risk. It is really difficult for me to accept such kind of risk. It is really riskful job I'm doing to organize or to conduct such a team in Kabul city. But again, but still I want, I have accepted such a kind of big risk and conducted such a big group of cycling, riding or cyclists, for example. In this group, there are girls and boys. So if we have 200 people in our riding group, that all of them are boys, I think it wouldn't be any problem for us. But we have girls in our riding team, and those girls are always will be targeted by the insurgents. I don't know why they are against of the girls who are riding bicycles, but I ask all of them to accept the culture of riding a bicycle for the girls as well. They have also the right, the same of, with us, to ride a bicycle or to, for example, drive a car. Yeah. Akash, we don't have your Akash, we don't have your sound.
So I'm sure a lot of Nepali women are listening to what you are saying, how it is difficult for a woman to go on the street with a bike, and probably surprised as me that the situation is so severe and life-threatening at times. Uh, it's very brave of you and the group to conduct this kind of activities there. So, have you seen any change since you have started this since June 2020? So, have you seen any change in the people's perspective about women riding bicycle besides along with men on the road?
I have seen a lot of changes since we have started our riding group in the Kabul city. One of those single changes that I can name is because of my family members, especially my father. My father is also living in Afghanistan, so he is also having such a kind of idea that the other people of Afghanistan have. My father was not happy because of my sister and my wife riding a bicycle. But now my father has accepted that riding a bicycle for a girl is not something taboo. Okay, so it is one of those single changes that I have seen in my family. The second biggest changes that I have seen is in the girls, especially in the girls themselves. Before this, the girls were not using bicycle. But after when we have started our riding group, I have myself witnessed that more than 25 people bought new bicycles for themselves to ride a bicycle. Maybe having a bicycle also will put them on the or will let them to use these bicycles during the daily activities as well. Before this, the girls did not have bicycle for themselves. They were using their brothers' bicycles, or maybe they were borrowing the bicycles of their friends. But now, when we have started the cycle riding in Afghanistan, or especially in Kabul, most of these girls bought bicycles for themselves. They are not going to ask from their brothers or their neighbors or their friends to borrow their bicycles. Now they have their own bicycles and they can ride their own bicycles. But still we have many girls that they do not have bicycles for themselves. Every time they are coming to our riding team or they are participating to the riding program, they are using different kind of, for example, bicycles. They do not have a stable bicycles. I can tell you that in every riding program, I'm witnessing that one girl is always coming with different bicycles. When I ask him or when I ask her, she says that this is the bicycle of my brother, this is the bicycle of, for example, my friend, my neighbor, same like this we have. When I ask her that why you're not having your own bicycles, she says that my father does not buy me and I don't have the money to buy bicycle for me. And my father is not agreeing with me to ride a bicycle. Though they have this kind of restrictions from their families, they participate in our riding team And I hope that we have clear out such kind of restrictions from the girls by their families. Akash, your sound is off.
I see Habiba is back with us. And hello, Habiba. Can you listen to us? Can you hear us?
Hello, I'm so sorry. I had some internet, so I lost the connection.
So we just want to hear from your side. How is it like for you to go in the streets and ride bicycles now?
So as Hamid said all the stories and said that how we started our cycling team. Um, so, you know, first I heard about this team via social media. I saw some of my friends' photos on the social media.
I think the Habiba's internet is not very well supporting. Yeah, yes, is back. Yeah, Habiba, you have to unmute your speaker.
Sorry, I lost the connection.
Yeah, please proceed your stories and let's
As Hamid told you that how we started
let's
the cycle.
I know that the internet connection with Habiba is not working very well. She also in the morning asked me that my home is not the internet connection is not working with very well in the place that Habiba is living.
So we'll have to continue with you. So we were talking about the impact of the cycling team, and clearly you can see Habiba is really happy to join the team of the cycling team there. Uh, so how it all started is because the lockdown gave you a lot of time to think and about the environment and all. And so, are there any other groups beside yours in Kabul or other part of Afghanistan similar to this, who are also riding bicycles, where both men and women together ride bicycles there?
We have a bicycle riding federation which is registered with the Olympic of Afghanistan. They have, I think, I'm not sure about their members, that how many members do they have. But 2 Fridays ago or 2 weeks ago, we had a shared program together with the Riding Bicycle Federation of Afghanistan. They asked me that how many members do we have in our cycling group. I replied them that we have 170 people in our riding group. They told me that you are more than us. And I think they have 30 or 40 people in their team who are working to normalize the bicycle. But mostly I have to tell you that they are riding the bicycle as a sport. But we are riding not as a sport, but we are riding as normal people. We don't have, we don't go, for example, to have mountain bike. Maybe we will have in the future, but up to now, we are working not in case to use the bicycle as a sport option. we are trying to normalize riding bicycles for the girls, especially in Kabul. But after we have normalized it, I hope that we have such an influence on the people and such kind of impact or effective result on the people. On that time, we can decide to use bicycle as a sport or no, as a transportation classes.
Okay, I think last week I saw a news where the Olympic riders of female riders of Afghanistan, they were also supporting other women to come on a ride. So, so are you linked, or is it in Kabul, or are you working together?
Yeah, they are also in Kabul. It is not our riding group only who have activities in the Kabul city. There are some small groups as well who have their activities in the Kabul city. But I have not met them yet, or they have not contacted us because of having a shared riding program. But there are some small groups like friendship groups as well beside our group that they have. But I have to mention that our team is the biggest and the largest team in the Kabul up to now. But unfortunately, because of the security problem, we cannot enlarge our riding team than this group that we have. We hope to have our riding team, our riding program for the last forever, okay? But one thing that is always make me unhappy is the insecurity situation of Kabul city.
How many women are there in your group at the moment?
In our group, there are 70 people who are girls, and the rest are the boys out of 186 people.
That's a lot of number, about 40% of them girls. I so wish that Habiba could speak about it and how she felt about it. Anyway, we are with you. Is that you?
I think Nutman Arif is Habiba Halimi.
Okay.
Hamid John, I'm Habiba. I lost the connection by my phone. Yeah, I'm Habiba Halimi. So I lost the connection by my own ID, so I joined with somebody's ID.
Habiba, we have your word.
Okay, it's fine. Continue.
Okay. So as Hamid said that how we organize this team and how is our community. So personally speaking, first when I joined this, my
Habiba, it is difficult for us to hear you.
I borrowed sister's bicycle, or some days I was
Hamid, it seems.
borrowing my friends.
Yeah, I think the internet connection with Habiba is not working very well.
Yeah, seems it's not great.
Bicycle to join the team. And first of all, when I was learning how to ride, I faced with many problems in our community. In our rallies, so lots of our neighbors, they were showing us some negative reactions. Now, do you hear me?
Yeah, Habiba, I can hear you.
A little better.
Please do not unmute me.
Okay.
Do you hear me now?
Habiba, your internet connection is not working very well. Akash, your sound is on.
Yeah, maybe next time because
Okay, good. I told you that
Okay.
when I started riding bicycle, I think someone is unmuting me. Please stop that.
Habiba, we can't hear you actually, so it's very
It
blurred.
was good now, but someone is unmuting me. I don't know who is that.
Yeah, because the sound is very shivering here, and we can't hear you. Is it
Okay.
okay? Okay, now you speak, please.
I'm doing that. I don't know the reason that's why you cannot hear me. I'm unmuted. So, so
Habiba, we don't have your sound.
Amit,
We are really sorry, Habiba. We can't continue with this now. So I'm muting you. Okay. Okay, back to Hamid. We really want to hear from Habiba, but it's very difficult for us to listen to her. And internet connection, it seems, it's not working. Uh, from our participant list, I see some people. I see people. So if you have any questions about how it is um, unfolding this cycling culture in Afghanistan, please write in group chat, and Hamid and Habiba will definitely answer those questions. So back to Hamid.
Yeah, Akash. Habiba is calling me. Okay, I will answer. Habiba, maybe she has a point to say.
Yeah, maybe she can
Yes,
speak.
Habiba.
Okay, you can keep it on loudspeaker mode.
بسیار اینترنت بسیار ضعیف.
अरू सबै जसले यो कार्यक्रम हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ सुन्दै हुनुहुन्छ हामी आज अफगानिस्तान काबुलमा चाहिँ बढ्दै गरेको साइकल संस्कृतिको बारेमा कुरा गरिरहेका छौँ। हामी हमिद ओमर र हबिबासँग गफ गरिरहेका छौँ। अफगानिस्तानमा यस्तो अवस्था छ जहाँ चाहिँ अहिले पनि महिलाहरू साइकल कुदाएर बाहिर जानको लागि असमर्थ छन् र हमिदको अनुसार चाहिँ अहिले पनि महिला पुरुषसँगै साइकलमा कुनै कार्यक्रम गर्न खोज्दाखेरि चाहिँ यो लाइफ थ्रेटनिङ कुराहरू पनि आइरहेको हुन्छ, जसले गर्दाखेरि धेरै गाह्रो भइरहेको छ अहिले पनि। त्यसको मामलामा हामीलाई एकदमै सजिलो छ जस्तो मलाई अहिले आएर लागिरहेको छ।
I think Habiba is back. Habiba, can you hear us?
So, Hamid, is it possible that if she calls
yes,
on your
back.
phone? Okay. Yes, Habiba. Please.
Yeah. Okay. So please ask your questions.
Habiba, we can't listen to your voice actually. So maybe is it possible, Hamid, that she calls you? That she calls you and you keep your phone on loudspeaker mode.
My best to answer them.
حبيبة صدقتنا
Before I
يا
last,
يا كارمي كريم
I
في ماي
use the connection.
Akash, I think it will be fine for Habiba to talk through the telephone.
Okay. I'm not sure. We can hear, but we just want to listen to her. Okay, Habiba, can you hear? Can you hear us?
You can speak.
Amit, should I start?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Yeah.
Okay. So should I say the story?
Yeah, you can share us your story as well.
Yeah, sure.
Before I am so sorry and apologize for my poor network connection because I don't know, something is wrong with my network. So first of all, when I joined the cycling team 2 months ago, I was so interested to join the team, but I did not have my own bicycle, so it was quite difficult for me to find a bicycle, and I asked my mom to buy me a bicycle, but she did not agree, and so I was compelled to take somebody's bicycle for one day or for some days, and I was borrowing my friend's bicycle. First, when I started practicing bicycle in our home, in our valley, I faced with lots of negative and positive reactions. For example, some of my friends were encouraging me, and some of them or some of other people in our valley or in our region was not encouraging me. So they were trying to stop us. They were trying to drop some bad words to us to not to ride on bicycles anymore. But the thing which made me not stop riding was my motivation behind the riding. I really like to ride bicycle as the boys do. Boys do, for example, when my brother goes to school by his bike, I am also much interested to have my own bike and go by my own bike to school, to centers, and to everywhere that I want. Because of this, I noticed that a group of girls and boys are riding bicycles in the community, so I joined the team, and our team is so great. I should tell you that in our group, we are so relaxed. So we find lots of good friends, and we are trying to. The main purpose of mine, and I'm sure the main purpose of my team members also is that running of the girls. Girls cycling should be something normal for the people. First of all, when we were going out for riding, the people were showing they were so surprised at how the girls can ride, but
We have lost the connection with Habiba. I think I have finished my my credit balance.
Okay. So everything is against her speaking today. So maybe next time. Anyway,
Yeah.
it was very, very inspiring of her, and she's just 18 years old, and then it's great to have her, and what she's doing it's very it's great to hear from her, and her
Habiba, we have you back. Habiba, I have finished my credit balance. I think.
and we can't hear from this connection from yours. Mm. So maybe
Okay,
it's
I'm so
time.
sorry. So I will continue here, okay?
Yes, but we can hardly hear you.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I don't know what the hell is going on. I'm trying to speak a little bit louder.
And now it's good again. And now it's gone. So yes, I think we should get back to Hamid and then talk more about it. So is there anything you want to add to this conversation, Hamid?
I really appreciate.
Okay, good.
Habiba, I am muting you. And
आकाशे अलिक स्टोरीलाई यसो गरौँ न त्यो उहाँको स्टोरीलाई पछि फेरि एउटा पनि राम्रोसँग प्रेजेन्टेसन गरेर गरौँ ल हैन अनि अरूहरू पनि जस्तै Mr. Hamid and Habiba, I think because it's very unfortunate about the internet problems. I'm also very unfortunate because my net also was very unstable. So next time we can also organize another better one program with your presentations also with as a speaker, you both and other also. Actually, I have read some stories about the Kabul cyclists, especially with the National Bicycle Federation, which already made organized one good female cyclist team, and they've been very hardly working to get and also participating in the many cycling challenges and it's also the stories are connected with these teams. The one American active Sharon, who's been supporting the female cyclists over there. So, do you have any idea? If you have some ideas about these stories, can you explain about these stories as well? Thank you very much, Hamid. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Have you got me?
Ratna, I think I did not have your sound very well. Please, can you repeat the specific question? Hello, Akash. I did not have the sound very well. I think. Can you please just repeat?
There is a story about the Kabul female cyclist team, especially the sports. Mr. Kazmi, I forget Kazmi or something. He's who is leading this team, and also American bicycle activist Sharon also helping the teams about the female sports, sports cyclist team. So I think if you have any ideas about these stories, can you explain much about these stories, please?
Thank you, Ratna. Unfortunately, I don't have any specific information about these groups of cyclists, especially about the female cyclist team. But I can tell you that I know some of my friends who are in the national team of Afghanistan riding bicycles. One of them is now, I think, I don't know her name, is Nauruzi, I think. I forgot the name. Her last name is Nauruzi. She is also a member of the national team of Afghanistan who is riding bicycle. I don't have any information about Mr. Kazimi's team as well, but specifically I can tell you that there is another team by the name of the Mountain Bike Afghanistan, or MTB Afghanistan, which is actively participating in riding bicycle and entrusting or promoting the girls to ride bicycle in Afghanistan. The Mountain Bike Afghanistan also donated 25 helmets for our team as well. I'm really thankful to them, and those helmets also helped for other girls to be interested in joining our riding team as well. I hope we can have the opportunity in the future to provide bicycles and to provide helmets for the girls, especially in our team, to promote them and to persuade them join or ride bicycle. Akash, your sound is on.
I was looking at the chat, and one of the participants, Smita, she has asked Habiba if she can share her words and chat instead if she wants to, because we can't hear her through this connection.
Yeah, and one thing can be done is like Ms. Habiba and the other, and Mr. Hamid and your golf team also can connect with our golf here, because in Kathmandu as well as in all in most of our cities also have a growing number of the female cyclists who has been working cycling since a few years, and they are very champion on the cycling. And just a few some moments ago, our national female champions who is also the who also won the gold medal in the last SAF game, which has been held almost like 1 or 2 years ago. And she was the gold medalist from the SARC, by mountain bicycle, mountain bicycling, MTB bicycling. So you, Hamid, and also especially the Habiba can join and connect with this our Netflix goals, ladies, female bicyclists also. You can share each other experiences and having a good bonding with each other. So this discussion, this platform also can make for a good network with each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
We wish Habiba's connection was better, and she is writing. I apologize. I couldn't talk well, but I heard from you. I want to tell you something shortly about the journey of mine as cycling team. I first noticed the cycling team on social media, then I became so interested to join. So I think she wants to tell her story, but somehow someone is not letting in, not letting her story to come out. But we know that she is a fighter, and we will someday listen to her.
Yeah, of course.
One question is, so from your perspective, how do you think how the life of the girls like Habiba has changed since the last June? How for example, how the parents' perspective or their relatives' perspective have changed, or is it still the same? Is it in the fighting mode, or where has it reached now? Because it has not been a very long time. It's a very short span of time, and
Yeah.
how is it working there?
Uh, can you, okay, we don't have
Amir?
count, but instead of Habiba as I just want a permission, but let me tell you one thing that is by Habiba's word itself that I have heard. Habiba talked to me that for the first time while she wanted to join our team, it was very difficult for her family to accept that the girl should ride a bicycle. For the first time while Habiba joined us, uh, I can clearly tell you that she has been faced with many restrictions from her mother as well. Her mother did not agree with Habiba to join our team because her mother also said that it is not a good for a girl to ride a bicycle, especially with a team of the boys inside the city. But Habiba persuaded his family, and his family also somehow accepted that it's not that bad for a girl to ride a bicycle with a team inside a Kabul. But also, while Habiba was learning riding a bicycle inside bad words, using bad words for Habiba uh, while seeing Habiba riding bicycle in the street. Habiba accepted those challenges as well. Uh, as I'm telling you, it was I have heard this story from Habiba. We were very happy that if Habiba was online back with a good connection to share her story by herself. But unfortunately, let me tell you this story from Habiba's side. The other thing, Habiba also was one of the girls who inspired many other girls. Let me tell you that for the first time, Habiba did not have any bicycle when she was joining our team. She was one of those girls who had different kind of bicycles and different size of bicycles while she was participating our team riding. But in the last days, she is using the same bicycle, and I hope that this is Habiba's herself's bicycle, not from Habiba's brother or maybe a friend's bicycle. Uh, but still, that is an old bicycle. I just can tell you that it shows that her family did not agree with Habiba to ride a bicycle. That is why her family did not buy a new bicycle for Habiba. And that the bicycle that Habiba is using is very old and very somehow it is every week we have problem with Habiba's bicycle during the riding bicycle. Uh, during the riding program, the same like this, we have many stories from other girls who are participating in our team. One of those story is from another girl who is Freshta Afzali. Freshta did not have any bicycle. Uh, I'm sure she had many challenges while she learned riding a bicycle. But now Farishta has herself a bicycle, and her father agreed with Farishta to join our team and also to ride bicycle. Around 3 or 4 weeks ago, Farishta's father called me and telephoned me uh, that I want to buy a bicycle for Farishta. And that was a very interesting and good news, I think, for me. And now Farishta Habzali has her own bicycle and riding her own bicycle while participating in our riding team. One of the most inspiring point for me is that I'm seeing that families are day by days agreeing with the girls to ride a bicycle. And that is why I myself is continuing this team with the girls and the boys together. Sometimes some of the people say that why you are a mixed group of the girls and the boys riding a bicycle. I think one of the most important point in this group is that because the boys are supporting the girls on the way or during the riding program. For example, the boys will not let other people to use bad words for the girls while riding a bicycle as a team member. We have faced many other challenges, like sometimes while we are having a riding program, some of the people on the street are using bad words for the girls. But our people, especially about the boys in our team, are talking to those people in a very good behavior, in a very good manner, and make them agreed that riding a bicycle for the girls is not something taboo and not something bad. You have, and we make them persuade and agree that if a girl is riding a bicycle, it does not mean that she is a bad girl. Okay, so that is, I think, the positive changes that we see every day in our riding team. In this, when we are riding in the society, I'm sure that every day we bring positive changes and positive ideas for the people who sees that the girls is riding bicycles.
Okay, so we are about to come to an end of this session, and we really loved about the story, and then we really hope someday this will not be a taboo, and this is there won't be any restrictions for women to ride the bicycle on the road.
My side.
So, if there is any questions from any of our participants, I don't think we got any. So maybe this is the time where we end this session.
आकाश चाहिँ यहाँ अस्मिता र सोनी पनि छ होइन सोनी गुरुङ here we have two female cyclists, Asmita and Soni Gurung. And Soni Gurung is our national player. He's been already. Actually, I think later also speaks something. Soni, केही बोल अथवा केही बोल्न चाहनुहुन्छ भने सोनीजी र अस्मिता प्लिज चाहिँ बोलौँ न है आफू पनि इन्ट्रोडक्सन दिनु होला
छैन सबै बोल्नु भएन
लाज माने आछ अस्मिता थियो अघि
Anyway, Asmita says she's proud to listen your story, and she says keep the spirit up and thank you for sharing all your stories. Maybe someday soon we will hear more from you about all the progress happening in Afghanistan, and maybe through this platform you can connect with other female riders of Nepal, and then share your perspective, share the cycling culture of the two countries. With this, I want to thank you Hamid and Habiba for joining this show, and we wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Akash, and Ratna for organizing this beautiful meeting. I'm so sorry because of not hearing Habiba's story from her own. But again, I'm really happy that cycling is the main point that connected Afghanistan and Nepal together. I hope we can see together from face to face and have our share our stories together in the same table. Thank you.
Thank you, Hamid, and thank you, Habiba. Actually, because of the internet, don't feel so much sorry, and don't worry. One day we will also overcome on this our situations, and from the I hope that we'll get more inspiring stories from the Kabul, Afghanistan, and other part of the countries as well. And especially, it's very pleased to see you guys who have been working on the ground levels in the Kabul, even though there is a severe security problems and threatenings. So you are doing very hard works on that in your part of the world. So it's very actually it's very applaudable. And then for the Habiba, actually in her age also, she's taking so much challenging and by her own self, and it's very inspiration. Even this kind of stories we don't see so often here in our Nepal also, yeah. But we also have not those, we don't have such a security problem here. It's now it's very peaceful here, but still we have so many social stigmas and taboos and social problems here. But uh, and even lots of the we don't see so much female cyclists in our cities too. But it's because it's not because of the social problem or much only. There is especially the problems of our cycle is a government and cycle policies and also infrastructure. But we if you go to in our country in the Tarai, actually in the southern part of country, the place is very flatland, and there is so much huge. It's a massive cycling culture, and even the females and women do ride a lot. And it's the very common things to see the women in the cycling in the Tarai path. But now the situation is going down. So I mean, it's very diminishing. But so we are also working on hard to keep the cycling culture preserving, and also promoting. So we are lobbying with the governments to build cycle lanes and cycle legislation policies. So I hope the Kabul also will get one day really good cycle lanes and cycle policies, and the government will be very progressive on these things, and they will step some really very positive, I mean, they will step in infrastructures and the policy level. So so thank you very much, Hamid and Habiba. Keep in touch. And Habiba, there is Asmita and other our female cyclists. They will be also in touch with you, and Hamid, and we also be in touch with you. And next time, we also organize another program about the cycling in Afghanistan stories, especially in the Budok statue. I think there's the one Bamiyan stories. I'm very interested to hear about the Bamiyan stories with the cycling. Yeah, I think you've been there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and thank you very much, all of you. And I think now we have to end the program. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Assalamu alaikum.
Salam, Khada Nigahtar.